Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into another edition of Money Monday.
Aloha.
Aloha to you all. I am so excited for today's guest. I'm trying to keep my cool, okay? I first want to say hello to all of my special channel members. Thank you guys for investing in my channel and supporting my business by always making those extra payments. I appreciate you guys for those extra YouTube shout outs. Don't forget, you have extra YouTube powers. You are able to use the chat features with special emojis, and you have special messages that you can send. If anyone wants to know more about how that works, tap that join button right underneath the screen. A special welcome to all of my day one Money Mondayers. You guys always are so supportive and always tune in on time, sometimes early. Ko was here in the building before we even went live. Thank you, Ko. Special shout out to Dennis for always working behind the scenes to make sure we look and sound good. And special hello to Mike, who always joins my side. He only comes for the good ones, y'all, if you notice. That's all I'm gonna say. And a very special welcome to our guest of the day, Miss Ayisha Thompson. Hey.
Hello, how's everybody doing today?
Great. Thank you for coming. And you know, I believe in giving everyone their flowers while they are with us. So you're going to have to just entertain me as I gush over you for just a minute. I just want to share briefly and set the scene for who we're going to be speaking with today. I thought it would be a good idea to kind of continue the same topic from last Money Monday with Alicia Wilson, who is a mutual friend of ours. So it's just amazing. But really talking about how we can thrive and not survive in these 9-to-5s, whether we are an entrepreneur, whether we're going to work for somebody else. It's all about our own branding, our own network, our own worth, not even net worth, our own worth. I'm used to talking about net worth in my videos. So just to give you a quick overview about who we're speaking to today, Ayisha comes with over 12 years of experience. She is the founder of her own business, Envision Creative Arts, which has helped businesses develop and discover innovative brand identities. She began her career in the fashion industry, as you can tell. She's good, okay? She is so cute. As a marketing associate for a luxury fashion designer on New York's famous Fashion Avenue. I didn't mean big show myself. I'm telling you. She's a quick learner who thrived for challenges, and she became the firm's youngest executive at age 22. Come through, y'all. Can we get some extra hand claps in the chat for? So she became the chief marketing executive officer, and she brought a diverse level of experience in various industries, and she has mastered the craft of supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs with design and brand marketing services. So with her support, clients are able to develop strategic and impactful brands that resonate with their target audience, increase brand awareness, and create captivating messaging that consistently converts leads into sales. With ECA's customized visual marketing solutions, clients receive the best of both worlds, y'all. She's a skilled graphic designer and an experienced brand manager. How did I do, Ayisha? Did I miss anything?
You did a great job. Great job. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you guys today.
Okay, so you won't hear much more talking from us. We might dive in with a couple questions and a couple I know that's right, but we're gonna let Ayisha do her thing, and we are coming in hot with the first question. So here we go. Ayisha, would you mind sharing your personal story as to how it led you into the successful brand you are today?
Absolutely. So I have to first start off by saying that, I believe I'm still just a work in progress. I feel that I'm on a journey towards success. And as I achieve various milestones, that line just keeps moving further and further away. So as far as my brand Envision Creative Art, I actually got into the industry, the whole graphic design and marketing industry, because working in that fashion field, I worked for a boss who was like Miranda. Now, how many of you guys are familiar with Devil Wears Prada? Remember that movie?
Oh, that's the movie.
That was
right
my
there.
movie, right? And if you remember, Miranda was this horrible boss. She would just come in and throw her designer purse on the table, wouldn't speak to anyone, things of that nature. And see, back in the day, they kind of told us, you got to fake it till you make it, right? So, when I got the job opportunity, they were like, oh, you have to know Photoshop, you have to know this. And I mean, I did it for a class, maybe a project or two, but I wasn't an expert. So long story short, within like the first 2 days of me being at the job, she was like, come, show me what you know. And guys, I did not know anything. I couldn't even show her how to put an arrow in Photoshop, change a color, add a font. Nothing. And I remember in that moment, that woman got so upset with me and she stormed down the office screaming at the top of her lungs. She knows nothing. She lies. She does not deserve to be here. And here I was, this young, fresh out of college, little black girl, only black girl in the firm. And this woman like completely like embarrassed me. And in that moment, I just like made a promise to myself to train myself. And I'm not going to tell you my age, but see, back in the day, we ain't have YouTube like that now. So I had to go to Barnes and Nobles and Photoshop for Dummies and figure some stuff out. But that actually launched this whole journey of me even starting a business and building a brand. And what really allowed me to take that leap of faith and launch or create Envision Creative Art is that I was working in corporate America for so long. And I remember witnessing a coworker of mine who had dedicated like over a decade of his life supporting the firm. I worked for an accounting firm, a decade of his life, and he suddenly passed away from a heart attack. And guys, within 72 hours, it was like he didn't even exist. It was back to business. It was like, what do we need to do next? And in that moment, I was like, oh no, I need to make some shifts. I need to do something different because I need to be able to spend more time with the ones who I love, my babies at home, because I realized if I were to leave tomorrow, they're not going to miss me, right? So that was the beginning of Envision Creative Art.
Wow. And this is like, I have chills because this is the exact thing that we were talking about last month. Like, it's just like these companies move on so quickly and you're sitting there like, wait a minute, didn't you value me? Exactly. And you find out it was all a sham. It was all a sham. So I'm so glad. Thank you for bringing your story to us, because I think that a lot of us are in this same predicament, and I'm solution oriented. I'm not saying to go quit your job today and be the best you. We still got bills, life still needs to happen, but we can slowly make changes to get ourselves ready and put ourselves in a place where we want to be. And so I think that's the goal. That's the takeaway I hope to have for people to have today. Now, I'm just going to jump to our next questions. How about we talk about what a successful career is to you? What do you think success is in the workplace?
My formula for success would be an equal combination of abundance, balance, and a sense of fulfillment. So in just starting with the whole concept of sense of fulfillment, nothing for me is more satisfying than being able to use my talents and passions to inspire, motivate, and support others. Like, that's so rewarding, and that's what I really define for me as like a core foundation in, being successful in a career. As far as abundance, and as far as abundance, it's just that ability to like live comfortably based on whatever I define as comfortable at that time. As you know, we go through different phases in life, and that changes. So I don't really have a structured definition of, okay, I'm abundant if I'm making this amount or if I'm doing this specifically. And then finally having that balance. I'm sure other entrepreneurs, business owners, and people who are just committed to their job understand how you have to have that work-life balance. You know what I mean? Yes. You will tap out. Mm-hmm. You will tap out. So it's important to just take time to rest and get self-care. It's crucial to your success.
Self-care, that's what I'm always talking about. Self-care, all 2021. And it's okay if you're new to it. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but it's a must. We have got to take care of ourselves individually. I'm not talking about couples and family and friends. You got to do your own stuff. When I see Micah go in the bathroom, I leave that man alone. He be in there for hours and vice versa. Okay, I'm going to be there.
Why are you telling
he be gone, okay? And I'm like, I don't know. He needs his time, but he comes back like, all right, I'm ready to let's get what we got to get done. So I think that once we start valuing ourselves more than a position that we hold, we'll go farther in life mentally and emotionally, because it's a race, y'all, and you got to work smart, not harder. So, exactly. Okay, I got another question for you. So we talked about success in a career. Now, what about when it's time to leave? How do you know? What warning signs should you see, or do you adapt to when you know, hey, it's time for me to roll out? You kind of touched on it already.
So it's funny because when you asked that question, the first thing that came to mind is leave what? Because, being a business owner, there's so many different elements that you kind of have to face. So, I'm gonna get a little deep for y'all for a second, but let me break it down. So when we're talking about your position, or if you're still working full time, my recommendation telltale signs on when it's time for you to leave is that you're just not being fulfilled. Now, that may be an internal thing, you feeling like you're not happy, you don't like to go into work, every day is an issue, you know what I mean? Or it may be an external thing where it's just like you're working, but you feel as if you're not making a difference. Right? Mm-hmm. You're not touching people. And for me, it was more, apart from the lack of time with family, it was more of like that external issue where I'm like, here I am behind the scenes in the background, marketing and supporting this farm, and not being able to touch the community. You know what I mean? Like not being able to help, like, different people, help other youth that look like me, things of that nature. Yeah. So that's what it is for me, is the bottom line when it comes to the job. But as you mentioned before, Rochelle, even if you're at a point where you feel like, you know what, I'm not feeling fulfilled, I'm not trying to go in every day, I'm over it, do not leave until you have some type of grounding in some other way. Right? Yes. You have other sources of income coming in, because you touched on that. We're not saying quit, you got to be real strategic about this. But I'll say one thing, and what this business has done is, in launching Envision, I knew I wanted some type of freedom, right? Freedom to spend more time with my kids. But this has liberated me in so many different ways. So my business gave me the confidence to leave an unhealthy relationship, right? Ooh, and the thing is that for me, you work your full-time job, but I never felt like I had enough financially to just confidently walk out and be independent. And I know a lot of people will probably say, well, girl, you should have just got a job that paid more, or work a couple of jobs. But it's all a mindset thing, right? Yeah. And being in this journey of creating a business and building my brand, it allowed me to firstly discover and stand confidently in my value. And let me tell y'all something. When you find your value, baby,
it's nothing.
It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it, because it's no more you having to show someone else how much you're deserving of as far as like a paycheck. Like, you're in full control, right? Yeah. How much you put in is how much you're going to get out. And like, that was the big game changer for me. So, really like looking at all the different aspects of your life and what are some things you got to give up. Even, in this journey of growth and things of that nature, sometimes it's not even a intimate relationship. It may be friends. It may be family. Who's holding you back? Who is that obstacle that's in the way of you being great? You may have to walk away from some of those things too. You know what I mean? So there's so many aspects to, as far as answers to that question.
It's so true. I'm dealing with this right now. It's the real life problem solving that you have to do, because you are no good to anybody if you're dead. You got to help yourself first. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
You're getting deep these last few Monday Mondays.
I'm telling you.
I'm speechless.
I know. Normally he's jumping in. He is jumping in. Okay, let's dive back into our questions, our list of questions. Okay, so I'm trying to, because you've covered a lot of these questions. Let me just make sure. Okay, here's one. What do you say to the naysayers? I feel like a lot of the problems that we see in the world today are because there's always someone judging someone else or always taking up space in somebody else's journey and being negative. And what do you say to those type of people who just always got something bad to say about whatever you decide to do with your life?
You know what? I think it's about really just setting boundaries. Because honestly, if you're trying to grow and you're trying to like make some moves happen, nobody knows everything. We're not perfect. And a lot of times we have to make mistakes along the way. That doesn't mean I need somebody in my ear telling me that, I'm not going to succeed. So I think it's just setting those boundaries of like, listen, like this person kind of negative. I'm not really feeling their energy. Maybe we can just like do happy hour or dinner once a month or once a quarter. And that's as much as you're going to get from me. You know what I mean? Because whether it's growing in your profession and like, just getting to the top of that corporate ladder or building that successful business, you are going to have to separate and isolate from that negative energy.
That part. You got to remove yourself because they won't leave. You got to do the stepping sometimes. Okay.
Exactly. What you going to tell them? Don't say that. Be positive. Everybody is not here for it. So it's just like, why even bother? Take them in doses. Take them in doses.
I love it. What were you about to say?
I had to learn that lesson myself. Like hanging with friends or people in general who like, you try to give them advice or try to help them out, drag them along. Like, no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. That's too much work and blah, 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 And after a while, I was like, everybody doesn't have drive. Some people just want to sit in their same spot, do the same thing their whole life. And, when I go out to eat, I need somebody to make the fries. And those are those type of people. So that's what they want to do. Let them do that,
There you go.
And be happy for them. You can support them by going to their place of business and ordering the fries and the Coke. but that's it. But you can't give them your energy because they'll suck you dry. But
this is. Can you tell him and Alicia are friends? They use that fly line every once in a while. It lives right in my head. Okay, that is the honest truth. It is all about drive and what you want to do with your life. Oh, they go to this teacher man. Hey. This is exactly what it's about. It's just like me. My spin on it is I love to book travel and I love talking about travel and I love traveling and I love talking to other people who just traveled. And what I realized is everybody doesn't like to travel. And so like I was talking to somebody one time and it was like their 30th or 40th wedding anniversary. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is pre-COVID. I'm like, where are you guys going to go? What are you guys going to do that's special? And they're like, we're going to the movies. And we're going out to eat and we're going home. And I was like, literally, I was just like disgusted. Because I didn't understand. And then that's when I started realizing time and time again, like traveling is not everybody's cup of tea. It doesn't make that, a bad person or it doesn't, but it's just like, I know not to bring up travel around them. I'm sorry, I can't be around you. Like that travel is bae to me. Okay. My other bae. Like I just travel. I learn so much. I grow so much from travel, but so that's when you just have to start protecting your energy and spending it with the people who share the same values and has had the same interests. Like we can be different, but sometimes we got to have like bare minimum in common. That's what I'm learning conversationally, all types of things. And I think once we, get to that point, we don't feel like we're holding back anymore. Like we're hiding a portion of ourselves or limiting ourselves just to make somebody else, feel better about it. So That's what it's all about. It's just a balance. That's my little take. Dennis, you have to put the eyes in there. I wasn't being petty. I was just saying. But I think this is a good time. Oh, what you about to say?
Nothing.
Oh, I think this is a good time for Ayisha to dive into more about her brand and the services she is ready to provide to people who are ready right now. So can you tell us more about what services your company offers and what a customer can expect?
Yes, so we offer brand marketing, brand strategy. So for anyone looking to take their brand to the next level, maybe you're just getting started in business or you're looking to rebrand, we do design, strategy, marketing, coaching, whatever you need to really just differentiate yourself in the marketplace. As you mentioned, Rochelle, my background is in graphic design, and I tell people all the time, like, beautiful design will captivate someone's eye, but without effective strategy, you ain't gonna bring in that money. So like we add in that strategy and that design so that, you know, you're really ready to just stand confidently in what you're offering and go to market and differentiate yourself.
Oh, see, you see how she just sells it. And so Ayisha had mentioned it. I can't remember if we were live when she said it last month, but she said that when she saw your business card, she knew that she had to work with you. And so now I wish I had asked you in advance for a picture of your business card, because she said it was so clutch. It was just like she was sold and she didn't even see your rates, your price, and none of that yet. Like,
yeah,
vested. But she's so talented, guys. I didn't want to talk about it and gush about it until the end of the interview, but she has helped build my dream out into a reality. RochelleAdamson.com is live. We are still, you know, finalizing a few portions of it, but it is better than anything I could have came up with myself, and it has evolved. Like the initial plan I came with when, you know, the first day one of us meeting and getting together, totally different, and because she came with ideas, getting to it. It's like, I don't gotta talk Micah's head off anymore about something. I'm like, well, I want to do red and white. Micah was like, it just was not his thing. He was like, please.
I'm gonna make some fries.
But that's literally, she does not miss. And I think her work speaks for itself. I mean, if you just look at the main page and see what companies she has worked with, I mean, she done worked with Rainbow. Come on, the Rainbow knows. Rainbow, come on. So I just thank you for spending some time with us today and really diving in and talking about how we can brand ourselves and get ourselves ready for our next season in life. That's what I'm always telling people. Life is a journey. It's full of seasons. And even if you stay at the same job, you can still evolve into a different person. You can still get yourself ready for that next position that you don't even know is created yet. And that's what Ayisha always talks about. She wants to be ready for that next thing, whatever that next thing is. So thank you.
No problem. It was a pleasure joining you guys today. And I just want to end by saying, even if you're not starting your business and you're just looking to grow professionally, invest in your brand, invest, you know, educate yourself, show up and make sure you're showing up looking professional, looking sharp for the job you want, not the job that you have, you know. And if you are a business owner, don't think, oh, well, you know what, I'm gonna do it myself. If you can do it, great. But like really take the time to get a team behind you to really support your vision, because it's so much worth it.
Woo! I love it.
I thought I started writing that down. I was like, you're there for the full day. You're looking for the job you want, not the job you had.
And I know we just touched on it briefly because I know it's the easiest thing to look at to determine your worth at a position is how much money you make. And I don't really touch on it specifically because, you know, it's hard to know who makes what and how much is, you know, money is worth it to somebody. But Micah has a rule of thumb that I think that he has lived by. And I just think it's an interesting fact. What is your rule as far as like how you see yourself, the value? Yeah. What's your motto?
My motto?
What's your pay? What's your pay rule? He has a pay rule. Okay, y'all.
I don't know where I came up with this, but like early on in my career, I decided that for every year of my life, I wanted to make at least a dollar for that year. So 18 years old, I want to be making $18. 30 years old, I want to be making $30. 70 years old, I want to be making $70. Well, that's my minimum, at least. You know, I don't want to fall behind that. Wow. And I've been able to stay ahead of that curve. You know, I fell behind once, and I had to make some major moves, and that's what inspired me. I just don't want to make less than my age.
I don't know where he got that from, but I tell you, even if you have a goal to aim for, I think that's what it's all about, is setting that bar high enough so that even if you fail, you're still doing better than if you had no goal. So that's just a little piece of, you know, forget the numbers, but have a goal. Yeah. in mind and work to reach that goal. Because, you know, like even when I'm working with clients, he'll jump in and say, what's your goal? Where's your list of goals? And what do you want to accomplish? And how long? And somebody will say, oh, I want to accomplish all of this in a year. And he's like, great, try to accomplish all of that in 6 months. And it's just like you hit it harder just because you have less time, and you're gonna make moves. Like you're gonna fail, but you're gonna make some moves. And so that's what I think it's all about. It's just, you know, getting outside of that comfort zone and just pushing yourself a little bit more. And that's what I feel like Ayisha and her team brought to the table for me is, you know, I had all these plans, but it was like, oh, when it happens, it happens. When it all came together at once, I was like floored. It's just beautiful. So invest in yourselves, like Ayisha said. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And extra thanks to you, because I don't have to answer any website questions or what should I do.
It was lots of late nights looking at that thing, eyes crossing
all night.
Yeah,
hear it in my sleep. But I still hear it. But it's more. I can hear the happiness in the keys now. I can tell you. Sometimes
she's awesome.
Aggressive.
She's awesome. Rochelle, you're the prime example, perfect example of like really knowing what you want and just going for it. You know what I mean? And just like being like so focused and dedicated about it. I love that. She don't play, guys. Like she was showing up. She had her stuff ready, and you got to be hungry. You do have to be hungry. So yes, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Don't make me cry. Okay. I'm out. Dennis, we're gonna dive in. Thank you, Ayisha, so much. Feel free to hang on here live. Jump over to YouTube, because you know we're gonna play Money Jeopardy in a couple minutes. And before we do that, we have to do our stock update of the day. We actually had a special request from a couple people who wanted to know more about M1 Finance. And so Dennis and I both did some research. He's going to be sharing some of that with us. But just so you know, in case you don't know, M1 Finance is a form of an investment. It is an investment app. And so this is another resource such as Robinhood. So if you are trying to get into beginner investing, listen up. Dennis, whenever you're ready.
What is going on? How's everybody doing today? You know, I got to do it up for Money Monday.
Congrats on getting monetized on Twitch. I haven't been able to say that live yet.
Oh,
congrats.
Thank you so much. Yes, the affiliate is nice. You work for something, you try hard enough, and it's going to get there. You're going to get there. It may take a month, it may take a year, but don't give up. That's my takeaway from that. You'll get tons of support from it. So let's get into our stock tip of the day. Just a quick news segment. As far as this morning goes, GameStop, which was one of those stocks that was going up and down, up and down. Well, they managed to make some good use of that money. They eliminated all of their long-term debt.
Ooh,
really?
For a while this morning, they were actually up high, and they didn't close very well, but they shot up. So if you're a trader, you probably would have made out pretty good. But that's all part of the investment game. And that's going to lead me to actually talking about M1 Finance versus a site like Robinhood. Because both of the sites are able to take care of what is become known as fractional investment. It used to be if there was a stock that was $60 a share, in order for you to get a share, you had to pay $60 for one share. And that's not the case anymore. A whole lot of the apps that allow you to invest, a whole lot of the websites that allow you to invest will do what is called fractional investing. If you want to put $5 towards Apple, even though it's a larger stock, you can do that. And Robinhood is the simple way to do that, whereas M1 is the not complicated, but if you want to do long-term investments, M1 would be the better choice. Because with Robinhood, you're going to be dealing with all of your stocks individually, and you will individually come up with what's your portfolio. Now, as far as M1, it's based off of a pie chart. So you can put 3 or 4 stocks in. You'll see an image, circle image of a pie chart, and you can assign how much of the percentage of the money you put into the account goes to which stock. So you can have GameStop, AMC, Apple, and you can say, all right, I've got $100. Whenever I put money in, I want 50% of that to go to Apple. I want 25% to go to AMC. I want 25% to go to GameStop.
That's slick.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it works. Now, if you don't want to come up with your own pie chart or your own portfolio, they have 30 preset portfolios that you can choose from. And so you can just take your money, go by their knowledge, and start investing without having to do the research yourself. So you have multiple options when it comes to that. At one point, it took $100 in order to start your initial investment. I believe now it's only $25. There is no fee to join. You can set it up to auto designate what goes to what, or you can assign it yourself. So if you're really interested in investing and doing it long term, I would probably suggest M1. If you want to just dip your feet in the water, buy a stock and see how you feel about looking at that market go up and down, stick with Robinhood. There's no pluses or minuses to either one because they're both free apps. And so there you go. That's my stock tip of the day.
Okay, thank you. Kind of reminds me of like for my 401k, I pick like which bucket I want to invest in. For like, I think mine is based on like my age and how many years I had to retire. But they said for you in this bucket, we put this amount in stocks, this amount in bonds, this amount in like high risk stuff, this amount in stable stuff with stable returns. It kind of almost reminds me like that, or like investing in an S&P type deal.
Exactly. Yes, a preset portfolio. That's what that is.
Okay.
I love it. Thank you, Dennis, because I had no clue. And I know Asia had asked about it. I know a couple different people had asked about it. And low key, I told people, go to Mommy Trader, and look who showed up. Mommy Trader. We were talking about M1 Finance and Robinhood. I don't know. I told them to go to Dennis or go to you. Thank you so much for the beginner investment tips, because that's what it's all about, is just having enough information to get started, to feel confident enough to download the app, create a login, maybe buy 1 or 2 stocks. It's just a matter of, I feel like investment is really a muscle. The more you do it, the bigger and more confident, you'll be at investing. Because this time last year, I knew nothing about investing. I feel like your girl's portfolio is looking kind of adult-like right now. Like, I'm like, who am I now? So shout out to all of us for coming together and talking about it. That's what it's all about, is you learn something and share it with the community. And that's what we are all about. So I hope everybody is investing, even if it's just a dollar. I used to buy Chinese food when we lived in Maryland, and I blew $20 a week easily on Chinese food. And I don't like the Chinese food here, and so that's my blow money. And it's just like, okay, I'm not worried about if it goes up or down. It's a learning curve. Right. I get to learn something from it. It's like taking a class or something. So, and in the long run, I'm making out. So I'll take it. Right. Yeah. I'll take it.
When I first started, I used to look for stuff that was under $1 per share, because I didn't really know about like fractional investing or anything like that. And I would just say, this is only 7 cents a share. Let me try and see what happens, just to learn, Yep. And like I said, sometimes I made out, sometimes I lost out, but I learned, what to look out for, how to see a business's value and things like that.
That's right.
All right, we're going to jump right into Money Jeopardy. Thank you so much, Dennis, for always being behind the scenes and in front of the screen. I mean, he does both, y'all. It does both. Thank you so much. Yes, love the new headphones. Mommy Trader, if you guys want a little bit more, not even a little, a lot more information, I highly recommend Mommy Trader. She delivers the information in a an easy to understand manner. Another good channel is Road to Fire, which shout out to her because her channel, she just got all the views on her latest video. And I'm so happy for her because I have been enjoying her content for the past few months. But she provides really detailed videos that are also entertaining. So check it out, check it out, check it out. Right now, we're going to dive right into Money Jeopardy, y'all. So anybody who wants to join in, look how small. Look, we got 3 questions. I'm determined. We are finishing Money Jeopardy boards. They are too much work to put together. So we're going to finish this mini Jeopardy board, okay?
Oh, that board look kind of hungry.
This board look kind of hungry. It's okay. It's on a diet. But just to refresh you, the topics for these questions are history of the 9 to 5. We've already done the salary game one, and running the numbers. So those are the 2 categories to choose from. And let's see, who should make our first selection? Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat?
So it was like, no, you talked up Mommy Trader.
I know, Mommy Trader. Can you make the first selection for our question, our Jeopardy board, please?
And while she was doing that, I was listening to Ayisha, and between her and Alicia, I hope I remember the thought I was trying to make. But when they were talking about when they were ready to leave a job, neither one of them mentioned the money. Ooh. It was knowing that your worth when you're leaving a job. I thought that was interesting. Some people are like, I gotta leave it for more money. I gotta leave for more money, and because they feel unfulfilled, I think, or they're just not happy in where they are. Yeah. But sometimes it's not the money. See, even though it might be money, might be a major part of it, but they were just looking for that personal self-fulfillment. And I think that spoke milestones, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I
know what you mean. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's that easy sometimes. You can feel it in your bones when you're like, all right, it's time for me to roll up out of here and move on to my next new journey. So nothing wrong with that. All right. So Mommy Trader has started it off for us. Running the numbers for 300. Here we go. It says, despite the availability of grants, loans, and scholarships, the official 4-year graduation rate for students attending colleges and universities, public and private, averages this percentage across the board. So how many actually make it to graduation, y'all? Throw a percentage out there.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
This is USA only, public or private colleges and universities. You always hear about all these scholarships, all these grants. How many people make it to the finish line? What percentage? And don't forget to answer in question format. It's Jeopardy. It's Jeopardy. So who, what, when, where, all that good stuff. Let's see if we get any people who bite. Okay, I see. Hey, Al, she just completed a personal money milestone. Okay, see, we don't have to know the win. It's personal.
Personal.
It's personal. She had a personal.
I missed that part.
Financial goal, and she accomplished it. So congrats to you.
Congrats to you.
Okay.
Later.
Okay, let's drop the answer and see who was the closest without going over. Oh, you guys are so positive. Ooh. Y'all are so positive. Elle, you did it again. You did it again. Oh, J Budget Vlogs, you just missed the cutoff. Oh, but we're going to have to give it to Sexy L because 40% is under 52. And I actually could not believe the statistics that I was reading, guys. Turns out that there's a lot of people enrolled in universities and colleges. If that was me. Okay, I was a permanent student for about 10 years. And so whatever happens in life, either, we end up family or, circumstances change, we can't afford it anymore, whatever reason, only 52% of us make it to the finish line. And I think that, that kind of speaks to the fact that, college can be a scam if you allow it. Unfortunately, colleges do benefit from that other 48, what is that? Look, my math ain't mathing. 48%, do they get their money back since they didn't finish? No, they still got to pay up. That's not right. But that's what we deal with. But look at Michael, he's a businessman. He's like, but it's just like, what what do you have tangible, to walk away with if you didn't finish your college course? That's just crazy. You got nothing. School loans is what you got. And go ahead, Aisha, dive in anytime you want with the Fed Loan Friday, okay? Watch Aisha Sierra's channel as she works to pay hers off. Thank you, Sexy L. So history for 200. Studies show that the coronavirus pandemic has blurred the lines between work and personal lives, causing Americans to, on average, work this many hours. It was supposed to be this many extra hours per day. I type fast.
Many hours. Aggressive.
Yeah. So how are we looking? What do you guys think? How many extra hours per day are people working in this pandemic? Whoever says the closest amount of hours or spot on without going over will be the winner. We got a couple numbers in the chat. All right, let's see what we get. Dennis, you made the cut this time, J Budget.
That was one of my guesses.
Was 3 your guess?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Did anybody guess it? Sexy L again.
Oh my goodness.
She's did it again. Yeah, per day, y'all. Per day. That's what's wild to me. Per day, on average, people are spending 3 extra hours per day and it doesn't say clocked in, which I thought was an interesting part of the statistic. It said working. So that meant some of it was unpaid for some people. That's, how I feel about that. Y'all already know. We don't got to say. Sexy L, we're going to go ahead and make the last selection for you, running the numbers for 100. Let's see what we get. Back in the 1800s, just an interesting fact, the average full-time work week averaged this many hours.
Should put that in history.
How many hours per week did the average full-time employee work? Whoever says the closest number without going over. Just a little interesting fact. I'm supposed to say that for Final Jeopardy.
I don't know. If nobody else gets in here, do we need a Final Jeopardy?
I know, right? We'll just do it as a community. We'll do the last question, the Final Jeopardy question, as a community. All right, let's drop the answer and see. This one is gonna.
Oh.
Yeah, guys. Turns out our ancestors were working longer hours for less pay. 100 average hours per work
Is this
week.
including slaves?
This is not including slaves. This is the labor statistics. And these are some of the earliest numbers on record. And all of my statistics are from federal websites, so you can take it or leave it as whether it's accurate or not. But I could not believe that on average, I did the math because as a nurse, I come from working 12-hour, days. So I'm like, okay, you can only work so many 12 to 16-hour days in a row. Right. How many hours a day is that? What is 100 divided by? That means you don't have hardly any time off. That's crazy. So yeah. So actually, I don't want to talk more. I'll talk more about it after Final Jeopardy. Oh no, is it? Okay, our Final Jeopardy question is not about this. But interesting fact, Coca-Cola and Ford Company were some of the first companies to get on board with a 40-hour work week. Once the law was, because law was passed, but everyone didn't have to abide by it. They passed the law, but they gave like a time frame, like, over time, you need to start making sure your employees are working 40-hour work weeks.
Right.
But Coca-Cola I know for a fact Ford Company was one of the first companies to give their employees a maximum of 40 hours per week, which is crazy because I still think 40 is too much. But
the railroad workers,
the union, they also had their own 40-hour work week law in place. And that's just, like we talked about, that work-life balance. Come on. Right. All right, let's see what the Final Jeopardy. Dennis, if you don't have it, I can just say it. Here's the Final Jeopardy question for today, guys, before we close out. This day of the week is the best day to apply for a job.
Ooh.
What is the best day of the week to apply for a job? I'm still here. I'm just replacing my battery. My camera battery died on me. Ooh, these are some good responses coming in. I'll give it 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You gotta close that door. Okay, so the answer is Tuesday, y'all. What is Tuesday? That is the best day of the week to go on and apply for a job. More companies are likely to post jobs, interview, and select new hires on Tuesday. And I thought an interesting fact also is that Tuesday is the best day of the week to buy to purchase flights also. Wow. Interesting fact. So who got Tuesday? Anybody get any extra credit? Go ahead, Queen Chi Chi. I see you, girl. Okay, I'm back, y'all. My battery had died. But Tuesday is the best day to buy flights. Tuesday is the best day to book a hotel. Tuesday is the best day to apply for a new job, apparently. So go ahead, Queen. Thank you, ladies, for joining. Sexy L, you know what it is. I'll be in your DM sending you your prize. You just won yourself a $25 Amazon gift card, honey. Thank you for joining and sticking around and having fun with us on this Money Monday. Now, before we close out, I have to share a quote of the day. I actually have one, and I got one without you. I know, it's crazy.
Well, I'll do my quote first because I have one too.
No, you do your quote second because you... Oh, go ahead.
I got a sandwich of quotes. I got 2 quotes. So I had to come up with one because Ayisha said one.
Okay.
Show up looking sharp for the job you're... Oh, my goodness, I'm tearing it up.
Don't tear it up.
Show up looking sharp for the job you want, not the job you have. That was said earlier today by our guest.
Thank
Ayisha.
you again, Ayisha, for joining.
Had to sit back in my chair.
Because people will do that. You come up in a job and they'll be like, why are you so dressed up? I like to look good. Sometimes I feel like dressing up, okay? You don't have to explain yourself. Continue business as usual. You're preparing yourself mentally for the job that's coming. Get into it. Now, my quote is also a similar one, and it's a little long. It says, with knowing your worth comes confidence, and confidence gives you the strength and courage to take risks. Get your mind right, make moves, and live life on your terms. It will teach you how to embrace who you are despite outside opinions and walk in confidence and own it.
Read it again.
It's so crazy. With knowing your worth comes confidence, and confidence gives you the strength and courage to take risks. Get your mind right, make moves, and live life on your terms. It will teach you how to embrace who you are despite outside opinions and walk in confidence and own it.
One more time for the people in the back.
I'm not messing with you. Thank you guys for tuning in to another Money Monday. I will see you guys next month. And I think I have secured another interesting special guest. I have to double check, but it's gonna be a good one. And I can't wait for you guys to hear from them because it's a couple.
Ooh.
Is that right? All right.
Is it us?
No, it's not us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Ayisha. Thanks, everyone, for sticking around for the last hour with us while we talk all things money, okay? We talk about the money and budgeting, but we talk about the mental too, and thriving and not surviving. Thank you guys for joining us on this 2-part series. And thanks again to Alicia and Ayisha. I'll see you guys in the next Money Monday edition. Until then, peace, love, and budgets.
Aloha.